Welcome back. Australian celebrity chef John Torode was in South Africa recently to promote the new season of MasterChef, The Professionals, and took some time out to cook for lovers of this competitive cooking show. Torode is best known as the straight-talking co-host and judge of MasterChef. Morning Live producer Lebo Thinane sat down with the well-known author and food writer and started by asking him what it means to still be part of MasterChef 11 years on.
I pinch myself every so often and I can't believe how fortunate I am. 13 years on, we're still doing it. I think about the food that we ate on the first series, and I look back at and as it was so extraordinary then, and now the food has somehow or another just got better and better. And I remember one of the final dishes in the first year was a chicken liver parfait and a little bit of soda bread, and now that's the sort of thing that people will be cooking, you know, halfway through the competition. And I think that's just a wonderful thing to do. But for me, the great thing has been the style of food and how food's changed. I've seen molecular gastronomy come and go.
Yeah.
All the time we've been doing it, which is quite amazing, really.
I was listening to one of the interviews that you did, and you're very big on keeping things simple. Why is that?
For me, there is something wonderful about simplistic beauty. And I also think that the most confident of cooks can find magic and flavour and pull that out, extract it. They don't need to throw lots of different things at it to make it special.
Why do you think those chefs do that? Go out of their way to make it fancy when it shouldn't be?
Well, I don't know if they do. I think there's a difference between a chef cooking food of that style, because that's the food that you don't cook at home. And my food that I love to eat, I think the best food I've ever eaten in my life comes out of somebody's home, because it comes from their heart, and I think that's really important. I've had great meals in restaurants, let me tell you, but for me, some of the most memorable food does come from the home.
Like Greg, it doesn't have the kick for me that it needs.
Your brutal honesty.
Yeah.
Why do you think that works in a TV show like MasterChef?
Because you have to be honest with people all the time. If you start with 64 contestants, you know you're looking for your final 3 or final 4. That means 60 people are going to disappear along the way. If I'm not brutally honest, what happens? Where do people start to believe they're good and it's not good enough? And a benchmark has to be set, and I think it's really important. I believe in true honesty. I don't believe in people playing games with each other. I think if it's good, tell them it's really good. If it's not good, it's not good, and help them to make it better.
Yeah.
I don't believe I'm there as a criticizer. I believe I'm there as somebody to enthuse people and to make them better and try and push them just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because we're a lot more capable than we think we are.
What's one of the worst things you've ever tasted on the show?
Kidney curry.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
Kidney curry. Can you imagine? Kidneys in curry. What for? Rubbery, horrible, chewy kidney in curry sauce. Curry sauce is a delicious thing. Why put a kidney in it?
Back to the basics is the one thing that you stress the most.
Foundation is absolutely paramount. Foundation in the fact that a basic custard can make the inside of a pie. It can be baked to go inside a tart. It gets churned to make into ice cream. It gets poured over steaming hot pudding. It gets mixed with cream together and it becomes a shaboose, which fills up cakes. Those things are the important parts. How to make a classic Victoria sponge. How to make a wonderful sauce. How to roast the chicken. They're the foundations. Once you've got that, you can build as much as you like. Absolutely. Same as a house. No foundation, the house will eventually fall over. With the foundation, you will always be able to build upon it and build upon it and build upon it and build upon it. And there'll always be a reference point back to where you started.
Roast chicken.
Yes.
There's something about roast chicken that is very close to your heart. It's something you've spoken about over the years.
Yes.
What is it about roast chicken?
It's the first thing I was taught to make by my grandmother. So when my mother died when I was 4 years old, and we went and lived with my grandmother in rural New South Wales in Australia. And I used to stand by her, of course, because I suppose as a motherly figure. And she taught me first how to make gravy, and then she taught me how to roast the chicken. And roasting a chicken has been my friend all the way through.
You've got 3 ingredients. You can only take 3 ingredients.
Okay.
What are you going to take?
Chicken, but they got to be live.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Right.
Good. A peppercorn tree.
Okay.
And a chili plant.
Along the way, there are people that you are able to thank for the journey that you've traveled.
Yes.
For you, who are those people?
Well, obviously my grandmother, I want to thank her. My father, because he...
I believe you called her Nana.
I did call her Nana. You have done your research. So I get my Nana, which is brilliant. My father, because he gave birth to me. A man called John Dench, who was my first... He was the chef who really inspired me and pushed me. He was the man who made sure I cleaned out the cool room every single day. If I didn't do something right, he told me to my face that I did something wrong. So he inspired me. And then I suppose my children, because they've kept me young.
Do you think you get enough time to just sit with them and have breakfast or a proper meal, and you get to cook for them?
All the time, yeah. It's really important. In fact, I sold my restaurants about 4 years ago for that very reason.
Yeah.
My family is really important to me. I love them dearly. They're inspiring. They do keep you young. They make you smile. And there's a reason for it, you know, and it means that I can make pancakes with them, or teach them how to poach an egg, or even roast a chicken, or make a cake. And that for me is great. As long as my children walk out the door, they make themselves a meal, they can iron a shirt, and they can pay for their own bus fare, then I've done my job. They're off to the rest of the world. That's fine with me.
What makes this worth waking up for every morning? This career, this life, this food?
Well, I think if you simply look out the window right now at the sun going down, and I think to myself, this morning I flew on an aeroplane from London. I had a nice sleep last night. I arrived, I had a nice shower. I came downstairs, had a bit of breakfast. I've come here, I've met some lovely people. I've cooked some food and had some tortellini. I'm now talking to you. The sun's going down, the day's done. I will bring my children after this, and I'll be a very, very happy man. And I'm very, very fortunate.
All right, I need you to give me, in closing this interview, the greatest food quote you've ever heard.
The greatest food quote I've ever heard? Oh, yes. Yes, the first rule of food is you've got to be able to eat it.
All right, we do apologize for the audio limitations on that clip. That was Australian celebrity chef John Torode speaking to Morning Live producer Lebo Thinane. All right, the first night of the 23rd Annual South African Music Awards began with a fashion parade on the red